where is Ivo in the sort of fitness schedule?
Yeah, also pretty good. I'm pretty confident that he is able to return back to team training during the next week. I'm not sure in the beginning or during or perhaps in the end. It was a muscle fiber crack, and we thought he would be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So right now we're just after 3 or 3.5 weeks, and he's pretty far for this. And I think he can return during the next week.
So just clarify, was that a hamstring issue then with Ivo?
Yes, it was a muscle fiber crack in the hamstring, and we got the thought, okay, it could even last longer than just to the Birmingham game, but he worked pretty hard, and he looks really good and better than expected, to be honest. And I think he can train with us during the next week.
But with him, I guess there's not an urgency to push him back like last season, where you needed to bring Harrison Reed in. You brought in Marshall, Felix Paslak as well. So does that give you a little bit more leeway that you don't need? You're not desperately trying to push him back quickly.
Yes, exactly. So like I said before, so it's you always want to have all the players back pretty soon. But right now we can handle this a bit carefully with him, because he had no preseason right now. We will give him some load, especially when he's 100% fit and ready for this load. And perhaps then he's not 100% refreshed for the first game days or whatever, but he's then more important for the whole season. And I think that's what we have to do.
No Louis Thompson tonight. Was that literally just because, as you said, you have to be very careful with him, the amount of time he's been out? No issues there, just managing his load?
Yes, exactly, because we are so pleased with Louis, and he played nearly 75 or nearly 80 minutes in the last game, and again pretty good. And we got the feeling, okay, we don't want to risk anything, so the Achilles needs a bit quiet time. He was just on the bike, so without any load for his Achilles. So I think the next weeks we have to go further on with him, a bit like this, but it also helps that right now the preseason is, or the toughest part of the preseason is nearly over, and we go right now when we're back in Norwich more in the normal rhythm, and that will help him to be involved in each and every training. And he can have 1 game per week. That's not a problem, and hopefully pretty soon, in a few weeks or a few months, he can also play all 3 days. 3 days. I think it won't be a problem. In the beginning, right now, we just have to be a bit careful.
Given Alex Tetty, it's probably unlikely he's going to be fit. I mean, the timescale you gave us, it's probably going to be too soon for Birmingham. Is it too ambitious to think Louis Thompson could come in and feature at Birmingham, do you think?
No, not too ambitious. So I'm pretty pleased with the performance, to be honest, much better than I expected, because I thought, okay, he would need more games and more training sessions to adapt to our style, to adapt to our philosophy, and to find his rhythm back. So for me, it's a big surprise, but a very positive surprise how he developed over the last weeks, and hopefully he can go on.
It was against my ex-club, and of course I don't want to lose against them. So I was really enthusiastic in the dressing room, and tried to push everyone to get out and do their best. And I think we showed today that we have some quality players, and we can bring that on the pitch. It's just we need to bring it all the time. I mean, that's the standard, and we have to get a hold on that during the season. That's the most important thing. Not just show it against better sides, show it against 23 other teams in the championship, and then I think there is something possible in this year. Of course, you don't want to concede a goal. That's the most important thing if you're a defender. I mean, it was a yellow card, of course, and we overplayed it a bit there, but I think that's the spirit you need. Sometimes, especially as captain, you need to go forward and show them that even if it is a friendly, you have to just go hard and try to not concede. And I think we did a great job today. I know the boys were very tired, but we worked together. We had a good spirit on the pitch, and I think it was a good draw today. For them, it's very important, to get into our group. I was talking about the boat last year. I mean, some fell out of the boat, and some new boys came in, and I think that's the most important thing, that we keep the group together. And that game today, and even the trainings camp will make us stronger and give us some good spirit for the season, I hope. And if we can really keep it all together, work for each other. I mean, there will be some not bad days, but there will be some obstacles to get them out of the way, and that's going to be the season. So, but I hope if we stick together, we can jump over them or push them aside and get through that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm still hungry, you know. Like I'm 30 now. It's a bit sad if you see a 3 at the back sometimes, and you have to realize that you're getting older. But I'm very hungry to win games, to get out there, to push the young lads especially. Be harsh sometimes, and I think that's what you need. I mean, when I came up to the professional football, I got treated like that as well. When I said something, old players came up to me and we had an argument. I think that's what you need in football. It's not always just happiness and joy and you're a good player and stuff like this. Sometimes you need to be harsh to each other and have those arguments to get to the next level. And I think that's most important. You know me, I'm normally not the guy who goes into the dressing room and shouts at player, but sometimes you just need that. And if I do it, only sometimes they know that it is important and it's necessary. So I try to keep it together with the other experienced lads, and I think we have a good season ahead. It's always nice to see them. I mean, we had really a great time together. Some boys are from the Swiss national team. Some boys I've played here with them in Wolfsburg, and I mean, as I said, you know, the time there was unbelievable, great. We won a few things, and you know, that's always something that will stick. And I was pretty happy to see old faces.
I think a brilliant result for us against a German giant, and yeah, we were there with a really good performance in the first half. We wanted either to press them really, really high or to drop deep, and then to be there with some counter-attacks, and I think our idea totally worked. So I think we were totally on the front foot, had many periods where we were able to control the possession, but also and we were able to create situations out of it, but also we were pretty dangerous out of counter-attacks as well, and I think we deserved to be in lead at half-time. And yeah, it's quite normal. Wolfsburg then brought a new team in, and for us it was important that many teammates get more than just 45 minutes, and they were a bit tired, and after that the pressure from Wolfsburg increased a bit, but I even got the feeling even in the second half, so we were pretty close to be there with a determining goal. And I think John Tribal had a scene where he was pretty close to a penalty, and then we conceded, I think, 5 minutes to go out of a set-piece situation, a goal where it was quite obviously that there was a foul before. So normally we would speak about a win today and a clean sheet. So in general, I just can praise the lads for this performance. I'm pretty pleased today. To be honest, it's not a consistency progress during pre-season, because sometimes you are a bit more tired and sometimes you feel a bit more recreated. But in general, we wanted to work especially on our defense behavior in the last days, and I think we were outstanding against this side. So I can't remember one chance for Wolfsburg out of the game, and put the situation away where it was 100% a foul. So we defended also all the set pieces pretty good, and I was pretty pleased, especially with this behavior. Yeah, we had this a bit in our head. That's true. So we had him on loan in Cardiff in the last 6 months, and it doesn't work so much out for him. And we got the feeling, okay, we brought many offensive players in, and we want to keep the group a bit smaller and not too big. And we thought that there wouldn't be so many chances for Yannick to be involved. And to be honest, I'm also a bit sad, because he's probably one of the nicest lad I ever worked with, because he's such a nice guy and always there in a good mood, and he also offers a lot with his pace, and sometimes he can create something with his sometimes crazy dribblings anyhow. So we all wish him really all the best, and that he is there with a pretty successful time at Bolton, and but we all got the feeling it's the right decision. Yes, of course, it opens up a bit more. We spoke about that. We're not 100% done, and we're always looking for perhaps 1 or 2 additions to the squad. But it was not the topic that at first we had to send Yannick on loan or whatever. So it's more like, okay, the group is right now a bit smaller, which would help to introduce perhaps 1 or 2 new lads. But we will see how it develops. So I got the feeling. So in general, we. Much of our business is done, and that's a pretty good situation, and there's no pressure for us to force anything. But when there's a good opportunity to add some quality, we will try to do this. I think it differs a little bit. I think for Grant, it's not a big problem because he knows the league and he's an experienced player. It's perhaps a bit more difficult for a younger player who's new, like Emi Buendia, because for him it would be important to be involved during pre-season. So he will train together with us on tomorrow. So I still have some hope for him that he perhaps is able to play on next Wednesday. Grant and all the others, also Jamal, will train with us during the next week, and I'm pretty confident that we have them all together then for the first game day. So I'm pretty sure that it will be. We just have to decide then if he's then fit enough and if the few days are enough to be involved or not. But in general, it's not too bad. Yes, of course. Otherwise, we could just meet 1 week before the real stuff starts, and we could have even a bigger break. No, it's important to have this time during pre-season to have a good basement situation. So for that, it's tricky right now how to integrate the lads who are right now fit, like Emi or Grant pretty soon, and Jamal into our team training, because in the next 2 weeks we'll calm everything a bit down so that they are fresh enough and recreate enough for Birmingham. So I think it's also important for them to build them up a bit so that they have a good basement situation for the whole season, and perhaps then to do without them the first 1 or 2 game days. So, but in general they have a good a bit later pre-season. But also when you have a guy like Grant Hanley, who's pretty important for us, so you're also tempted to have him as soon as possible back on the pitch. And we'll try to decide in a pretty individual way and not in general for all the lads together. And it's a bit tricky, but that's what you have to do in professional football.